Hi, welcome again to my machine. It's the plasma machine. I've built it with this particular ISO, so since September I've been rolling. And the topic of the video is ArcoLinux i3-WM. And it was mentioned to us that one of our articles could use an update. So please keep doing that on Telegram, on Discord, to say, okay, I followed your tutorial, but I have the feeling that it is old, packages have been changed. There's nothing that stays the same in computers, right? It's always updating all the time. So this particular article has been written down a few months ago, I must say, and it was still on my to-do list to do. So now I have some time, and I'm also passionate about it, right? You need to, if you do all these things, it's not for money that we do it. Yes, we do need your donations, so thank you for that. But it's out of passion that we do it. And i3-WM has been in my desktop, I think, for about 8 years by now. So i3-WM, it's the article where you go to phase 5, which means we want you to go away from ArcoLinux. A bit strange, right? You were building out a distro called ArcoLinux, and we say, well, we have these learning phases, and we say, if you come from Windows, well, why not first start with XFC and so on. Phases 3, 4, 5. 5 is a little bit more technical. You go into a dark screen and you have to type in terminal commands and all that. And this particular article is about i3-WM, and it's an kernel 4.15, right? I think that rings already a bell. It's created on the, I've seen the date somewhere else, 2018 or something, right? So things change. So an update for this particular article, I'm gonna put it on my right screen. Tip of the day: why not, if you're into ArcoLinux and you want to experiment, right? Why not make a virtual box, do the archway, phase 1, phase 2, phase 2, phase 3, and then stop. I mean, stop before you install the desktop. So desktops is all cool, but stop before you get there. So install the LightDM and so on, and end there. That's exactly what I did. I went just before the video, I just went in here, updated the system. So when I clone this, I've got the latest basic ArcoLinux hard disk without i3 yet. So it's still a very much a virgin ArcoLinux thing. It has LightDM, so we're greeted with LightDM, but not the ArcoLinux LightDM, the standard ArcoLinux LightDM. So it looks a bit different. So there's nothing behind, there's nothing to boot. LightDM cannot boot into something. No Mate, no Plasma. I go for keyboard. Look at your keyboard, right control, F3, and OK, right? You log in. Again, I've updated already. Actually, yeah. This one. So we're up to date, okay? Just showing you. Now, the video, well, we're talking about, oops, where am I now? Wrong article, here. So we're gonna fix this as well. You need to go to the wiki. I think that's indeed a good, well, starting point. Arch wiki Mate, Arch wiki KDE, Arch wiki Ikui, etc., etc. So tiling window manager. This is where we all started, and this is where all the information is, but not always complete, right? So we need to find other sources. i3 can be installed with i3-WM. i3 package is also available. It includes the window manager. Now, we like a gap. What is a gap? A gap is a space in between the windows. And it's fun to have it. And the thing is, you can say gap 5 and enjoy it. And the other day you can say gap 0 and go for no gaps, right? But you can't say in this i3-WM, let's go for gap 5. It's gonna be 0 forever. So that's why we say, okay, let's install i3-gaps, and the user can still get rid of the gaps. So that's all possible. Now TTY things, Xinit, we don't do that. We do, right, LightDM, we have it, it's installed already. He's gonna take care so we can boot into i3. And then the key bindings, right? All kinds of possibilities, application launcher, auto start things, color schemes, i3 bar, alternatives, i3 status, replacements, conky blocks. There are lots of things you can play around with, as you see. Okay, that being said, it's time for choices, right? So remember, yay is not installed, right? We can do this. Let's do what we can do if we want to, but we don't want to. i3. This is all the i3 things you can install. i3-WM is there. Look at that. i3-gaps is there. I don't need yay at all, right? This is how we learn, right? Okay, off we go. Now, scrolling up, and maybe showing you as well, right? AOR, i3-gaps. Well, normally next, but okay. Let's see. So look at that, i3-gaps next, rounded. Some of our users have been playing around with it, right? And having a rounded look. I know if that's possible, we can see that, but this is a gap. So you can have this one too. Yeah, but we're on vanilla ArcoLinux. There is no AOR helper. You need to figure out how to do that. Do you do that alone? No. Install an AOR helper, right? It's all there. Let's not overcomplicate things. We need to have i3-gaps. The next is the one from the AOR. That's that. Is my work done? Well, sudo, well, actually, learn, right? Sudo reboot. Your work is done. You boot up. Is this enough? It's enough to have a boot. So we can boot after LightDM, we can boot into something. But then the challenges will become, right? Will be there. So this is my first configuration. It says you have not configured i3 yet. Do you want me to generate a config at homeeric.config i3 config? Put it in your mind. homeeric.config i3 config. That's the file. Enter or no? I think I better do enter, right? Please choose either or win, which is what we're going to choose, or alt as default modifier. All our systems, we have the switch as super key or the Windows key. Cool. And then you have an error in i3 config file. Thank you very much. But the error is status command not found. Aha. Status command not found. Maybe we're missing something, right? Okay, scrolling. What do we need? We have, oh, let's go here, yeah. i3 can be installed like this. i3 conflicts with i3-gaps, so we did i3-gaps. And any information here? Control find status. Look at that, i3 status. We get some information here, maybe up. Status bar, i3 status. Is that enough for us to understand what's going on? Duplicate key binding in config file, exec not startup, d menu desktop. You're using i3 version this. Okay, so we're actually, we need to fix this thing. I was not aware we needed to fix anything really, but there it is. We have the i3 status here, which I think we do not have. Let's look at that first before I look at the i3 D menu desktop thing, which I find strange. Why is would there be a duplicate? No. i3 and i3-gaps. It's a different package, right? Anyway, so Control F3. I want to install i3 status. Let's do that first. Sudo pacman. Is it already installed? With dependencies, you never know. i3. Oh, that's not i3. No. Numlock. So I did not choose for i3-wm. I chose for i3-gaps. There's an i3 lock and i3 status. Yeah, we can take the lock from them. There we have our own lock in ArcoLinux, right? But we are on notch. i3, the 3 is not working, the 2 is working. Okay, let's try that again. Both of them. SR I would type, but sudo reboot a bit longer. The bash rc aliases are not here. All right. Still nothing changed, of course. We did not install a desktop, we installed 2 packages. All right, let's have a look. Show errors. So there is indeed somewhere a duplicate command, and it does not say the line, but we can look for this. I'm not sure if a Ctrl-Shift-C is gonna work in this, but we still see it here. Can we do a where is? Ctrl-W. Suspension is not enabled. Yeah, QWERTY probably. Yeah, it's always the same QWERTY. Status command. What did I do? Control W is here. Let's type it. i3. There's my 3 again. Okay, that's something else. i3, and then the menu. Still in QWERTY. Menu. All right. There is also the i3 D menu desktop, which only displays application shipping in desktop files. Okay. Search wrapped. How do I get to the next one? I never do these things. Inside this thing. So this is the D. I see it here already. So i3 D menu desktop. Must be in there twice. Control X. Yes, save. And next time you see this thing, you won't have the same issue, right? At this particular moment in time. Hey, we got issues. Now Control T is not there. Super Enter, that's there. Let's see if we can reboot and everything is fine or not. So this is already a little bit different in the sense that I chose for i3-gaps, not for i3-wm. There you go. This was my hate-love environment. Because now what? What is this? Right? Super. Well, nothing. And then Control Enter and Super Enter and Shift Enter and Super T and Super this and Super that. And I thought, well, what should I do? And that's what I call, in lots of my videos on ericdubois.be, I've explored i3 in all systems, Linux, Mint, Ubuntu, Solus, you name it, because that's the fun. You can take your config and move to another distro altogether and still have the feeling, basically, you're still home because it's still the same desktop with your key bindings, with your software. Running on Debian, running on Arch, it's Firefox. So, it's too small for me. You know, me and my eyes, that's way too small. But it's working. This is ArcoLinux. Okay, let's have a look. What did we do? So, we're gonna change some things here. Yahoo is no longer there, that's true. So we have Yay and Trizen, maybe we can include that as well. We go inside XFC settings, ArcoLinux 3 to set. This is actually already part of, I think, ArcoLinux D. The idea here was to do something else, I guess. Yeah, so we have here the way we have the ArcoLinux D scripts, remember? That we can always, anywhere, anything, Arch Linux based, you go to the ArcoLinux D GitHub. That's how I would type it. Voila. And I could do a video about i3. But all of this is download this, git clone, right? Git clone, and then this, what you just copy pasted, click, Control Shift V, git clone, Control Shift V, and you run everything, 100, 100, 100, and 200. Is that new? No, that's not new. That's just already available. That's already there. That's on arcolinuxd.com, phase 2, sorry, i3 installation. Go watch, right? It's on that video. So, how shall we proceed? By keeping this a really Arch Linux thing is one thing, but the other thing, this is really not usable in the sense that we need to do, well, first I need to get my keyboard. I wonder if I can make this bigger, the fonts. I'm not sure what I'm in actually. Let's see what I actually activated. -S neofetch. We need to get it anyway. Neofetch, and it says what it is, right? So we have termites. Okay, termite has settings. Where are the settings? Sudo, no sudo, cd. Let's install it at a file manager. What do you think, right? Sudo pacman -s thunar. Thank you very much. Sublime text, not there. Mousepad, yeah. Anything else I can think of? I really want to have Sublime text, but So we have an editor, Thunar. Launching Thunar, Control H, .config, neofetch, config, right mouse click, mousepad. Font size somewhere, right? Control find. I'm always too lazy to look everything up. No, what am I doing? Not neofetch, termite. There is no documentation on termite. Right? Arch Linux, termite. You want to learn about termite? It's here. Voila, termite. Is there some kind of config that I can do? Yeah, it seems there is a config in etc xdg termite config. Alright, so copy paste. Yep, it's copy paste, but it's a virtual machine. So go type some more. Copy etc xdg. And that's what I love. It's like the Sherlock Holmes videos. You know? Find what you need, do what you want, and skip what you don't want. Termite /config. But that. What does he say? You don't have a... Really? Isn't there a way? I think there was a way to actually... man cp to create directories. Man is not installed. Oh, what package was that again, right? Sherlock Holmes. It's all installed on ArcoLinux and D and the P. Don't and forget about it and have fun without figuring out what's the package again to have these man pages. So let me make simply a folder in the .config calling termite. And then move up again. Done. All right, Thunar, where are you, my friend? Config, termite, config. Let's see what's in here. Font. Control find font. Non-space 14. How about 16? Save. Okay. Oh. Next. There's this one. Then we take 14. Save. By. I want to do by, but I can't do by. Super Q, but QWERTY, maybe this one. Super Q is not responding. Super Shift Q. Oops. all of it is down, is gone. And I think it was super enter. Yeah, super enter. Ah, the font is bigger. Cool, you can see more, right? So these were the commands we were doing. Maybe you see it now a lot better. Arrow up and arrow down. All right. What was I thinking? Because we were going someplace and then we needed termite and we needed this and we needed that. I was going to look at the config of i3. That's probably how I started years ago. I said, okay, and then now what, right? And now what? Now you edit things. Now you start reading things. This font, where is the info? Well, actually it's here, right? i3. And there are lots of people who make tutorials, but Eric Dubois.be is one of them. So, like I said, i3 has been with me for a while, and it's not complete actually. Lots of more things. And that's what I always say, think out of the box. Any YouTube tutorial about i3 is good for you. It's just a desktop on a distro. It doesn't matter what distro. It's still i3. XFCE on Ubuntu is still, technically, if there are technical questions about it, you will be able to apply the knowledge on ArcoLinux. No issue. So this is basically their way of setting everything up. It's definitely not our way of setting things up. So what happens, prior to Arch Labs, I had my i3 with me and I was playing around with it. Then we started with Arch Labs ISO, became an ISO builder, and then later on Arch Merge, and we moved the i3 config to Linux Mint, to Ubuntu, to here, to there. I took a look, and that's a very good tip actually. I'm going to show you. Git i3 config, and Google will say that Yasher Surf has created his own view on i3. Maybe you like this view, then you read, then you learn, and you look at the code. Another guy made it a different kind of i3 configuration. Again, this is basically what I did for, I think, more than a year, right? Or longer, I don't know. Because it's interesting to read what other people do with a desktop. Being it BSPWM or Herbstluft, same thing applies. He has content conf. What are his settings? Mind you, it's 2 years ago. Content changes. All right, so I need to get my own ArcoLinux thing in, right? So basically what I'm saying is this word up here. We need to spice up ArcoLinux. This article, or these articles, are all about, hey, it's cool and all, but where's the bash RC? Where's this? Where's that? Where's this? Where's that? Now, we have an application for that. And all these articles explain at some point in time, get the elements from ArcoLinux in. Anything, icons, themes, anything, configurations. That's what I need now. i3 configuration, right? Now, since there are already so many tutorials, but I do want to show you this. Here it is, right? For ArcoLinux users, ArcoLinux Spices application. This thing allows you to install our packages on ArcoLinux, because basically, right, ArcoLinux is on ArcoLinux. So it's one world. Okay, think out of the box, always. Now, since these things have been explained already with the spices, so many articles about it, right? So why not do something else again? I always think, what options do we have, right? Well, you have the option to Google and have browser. Let's do a browser. So yay, we have a browser. Okay, launch it. Okay, welcome, he says. ArcoLinux has a GitHub. There we go. ArcoLinux has a GitHub. ArcoLinux has i3. Check. Yep, they have i3. ArcoLinux has a configuration of i3. True. Where are you? Configuration of i3. Raw. This is the configuration of i3. Control A, Control C. Right? I need to go to Super 2. Is that working? Yay, Super 2. You see here, desktop 1, Super 2. That's working. So another desktop. So I can do this. How was it again? My terminal. This it was. Super enter. That's it. Now I go to Thunar. I go to the config. I go to i3. I have to do this config. This is the original one. Maybe you want to keep this one, right? So copy and paste. That's the original one, the copy one. This one, yeah, was already open. I'm gonna Control A, delete, Control V. That's not gonna work. Back to 1. Copy. Back to 2. This one is open. Control V. Save. All right. Now to apply it, right, we need to actually log out. So Control C, so reboot. Oh, sudo reboot. Takes a few seconds, right? That's the advantage of everything in VirtualBox. Poof, and you're back. And then we see command process exited. So the question is, what application am I running? Do I need? Unfortunately, I don't have a button up here to say this one is not working. The status command, I have to think. But first, I cannot try. Okay, super enter is still working. So I need to go to Thunar. There we go again. Set xp map Thunar. So the config that I have somewhere, and it's a long config, it's going wrong, and it's the status command. Control find status commands. i3 status. Oh. Got it? Tja, i3 status, super 2, Control T, sudo, I always do this, sudo -, remove. What can I remove? Okay, so status is installed, agreed? What did I forget? That there is a line with the configuration of i3. So it's pointing to a file that does not exist yet, right? Super 3, Control enter was it? Firefox. Let's go here. He remembers, that's cool. Which means I need more. Now, we're probably gonna run another issues because so many things. So it might be a better idea, instead of doing picky downloads file per file, let's say, look, just get the whole bunch and we're gonna copy paste over what we want. Let's super 4. I keep on making desktops. Git clone, super shift V, bam. Oops, git does not known. Okay, then we install it. Are you happy now? And then we cd into it, or we don't need this anymore. Let's go back to Firefox. Can go keep open Thunar. Voila. Eric has an ArcoLinux i3, and we put everything in etc, in scal, in config, and finally there'll be an i3. And in i3, this is all we have. Control A, Control C. That's our thing, ArcoLinux thing. This is your thing. i3, Control V. Replace all, right? And now We'll see what happens. Because we're gonna reboot. Control C. It's fun, right? It's exploring everything and thinking out pieces. Oh, we need another piece, another config, another this, another that. All right. So we have this, but no wallpaper. Why is that? Because it's pointing to the ArcoLinux wallpaper. It's not there. No ArcoLinux package. Hey, no, nothing, right? Super Shift D. Super Shift D is not there. Would be nice. So the D menu. Sudo pacman. Oh, there we go again. Sudo pacman -s the D menu. Just type enter. Tab, sorry. You see, that's the only thing you can choose. D menu. Off it goes. Super Shift D. Ooh, I can finally launch my Firefox differently, right? Don't need to type it anymore. Toolbar, don't need to type it anymore. Super Shift D. It's there. It's always there on all the desktops. Most of the desktops. And we have 20 of them already. Progress, right? 4 years of ArcoLinux. What else? If you would want to have a wallpaper, it would be nitrogen or fade that you install. You install Alex Appearance to do things. And basically, let's go back to the page. Ooh, sorry guys. There you are. The page I'm gonna update. Still hope it's here somewhere. So instead of all the scripts from ArcoLinux D, you were missing still Trizen and Polybar eventually. Lots of things I see here, some tips. This one you see me type all the time. If you omit this blue thing, set XB map UK, PE, US. Okay, it's here. Get AUR helpers, that's explained in another video. Original look, true. So basically, not sure what else we can do, but install more packages and so on, because Super Shift D, Thunar. Ooh, that's small. So is it Super QWERTY? It's gonna be this one, yeah, this one, and this one. Don't need all that. So I was going to say, these are all the looks, the colors, right? Config. Open mousepads. Control find, for example, melt or something, right? Melt. Next. So if you want to launch melt with a certain keyboard shortcut, Super F5, yeah, you need to install everything. VLC, Atom, Inkscape, GIMP, Melt, etc, etc. So all these things are available with a sudo pacman -s if you're on ArcoLinux. Not everything is coming from Arch. There is something called AUR, right? And that if you want packages from there, two options: get the Spices application and use our repos, or just type yay -s Spotify. It's installed. Here you see the word. So there's a lot more to do and a lot more fun to be had, but it's up to you if you want to spend time in exploring everything. Like I said, it was very much hate and love. This is how I started, right? Figuring out things, but now we have a complete config of years and years of development. That's why it's looking like this, right? It's all structured. So I understand it when I go to Souls, and when I understand it when it goes to Linux Mint, and so on. It's gonna work. Always the same. Still thinking if I should do anything else. Browsers are there, workspaces. Autotiling is actually an interesting thing. My eye just caught the words. So Ctrl-T is working. Sudo pacman -s. Autotiling was a tip from a user, and we are so happy with it, so please keep giving tips. So Ctrl-Alt-Enter, take a look what happens. That's i3. And I got used to it, you know, it's how it is. Is this i3, then this is i3. But it becomes too small. That's wrong button, right? It becomes too small. What if I do autotiling? Oh my God, we're gonna have to go to, yeah, we need yay. Well, let's include it, right? So basically, this is great. It's really, in my eyes, of course, a very individual thing, right? I like the autotiling, and it makes i3 better. How about the yay? The yay thing. So phase 5, install an AOR helper and get this autotiling done. What's to look? Install on a desktop environment. That's easy. We're not in a desktop environment. Installing in a terminal. Okay. Knowing the keyboard shortcuts. We need to figure out the code, package build, plain. Okay. Use wget or curl. That's what we can do. Make the package. Basically, you go and look. AOR, yay. Bin. We take the bin one because it's just faster, right? Bin AOR. We can do a git clone. So we have something else. All right. Always doing something else. Here we're downloading a package build. Here as well, it seems. Package build. Yeah. So in this thing, and I can add it later on, I guess. Getting the spices from ArcoLinux. That's getting the application, right? So a third one, a third option that's not there yet. Click here. Read only, click to copy. Has been copied. Problem is, I'm not on the machine, right? So let's get to Firefox. Super Shift T, Firefox. I need to get that URL. AOR autotiling is what we want to install. Let's have a look there as well. So it's on the AOR. I need an AOR helper. So AOR yay bin. This is the link. Git clone. That should ring a bell. Then you say git clone. So Control Shift V. Enter. CD. Well, ls, right? CD. And then yay bin ls. It's a package build. The only thing you should remember is make package. Make me the package. And let's wait for the machine to do its thing. How easy was that? Finished making. ls. Is it now installed? No, it's created. And for us, we need to remember the tar ZST extension, like the executable in Windows. So sudo pacman minus you've built it. Is that correct? Yeah, you've built it. So you type minus u and then yay bin and so on. At some point in time you press tab and it auto completes. Boom, off we go. We've got yay, which means I can type yay autotiling, and there we go. Now I can choose. And you read, just like me, automatically alternates container layouts between horizontal and vertical. That's number 2 that was reading. Script for Sway and i3 automatically stripped. And there's a Git version. Git means the very, very last thing. And the other one are release numbers. I don't know if we can see that here. If we go to this person, anybody can create releases. Where are you? Here, releases. So on July the 20th, this is the date of today, 6 months ago, he made a version. 1.1. It's gonna be that version. And probably, let's have a look there as well. Here, I suppose. Ah, yeah, I think there's another way of looking at it. This is not here. Voila. 9 commits to master means he changed things 9 times. After creating it, that's what he did. And when he's feeling good with the code, he'll make another release. And then we have to, the maintainer of autotiling, which we can go and revisit again. Who is the maintainer of autotiling? That is NWG, needs to maintain it. And if it's not maintained, if you see, oh, there is a 1.2, then you flag it out of date. So he gets a mail and it knows, oh, there's a package that I need to fix. Don't forget that please update. The word please is magical. So basically 1. All right, autotiling, what's the difference? There you go. Let's go to Super 3. Control T. Control T. That's normal. I was used to that on i3, and then everything kept going horizontal. What should we do, Eric? Reboot Super Shift R. Control Alt T. T. Super Shift R. All these keyboard shortcuts are all the same. BSPWM, awesome. It's all gonna be in your finger. It's called finger memory, right? If you learn it once, it's there. But this is different. Rather than tiling it horizontal, is splitting it now. And that is, for me, personally, a great improvement. Alright guys, I can add wallpapers, I can add so many things to it, but at some point in time you have to say, okay, this is the video. Cheers!